How's it everyone, this is Lolcohol with another RF crafting video. Today's video we're going to be making an RF amulet. Zizka, part of our group, found this fractured marble amulet and said, hey, this looks like a pretty good RF amulet, and I said yes. And then I spent the last week trying to hit +1 level of all skill gems with alts and orgs. Probably used about 3,000 alts and orgs. Finally hit it, thank goodness. However, we are not through the woods yet. The fun thing about this is, if this was not a fractured mod, what we could do is go over to the menagerie and we would go create an imprint, of course, like you do for all items. But now there is an error. Item has fractured modifiers, so we cannot do that. So instead what we need to do, something utterly terrifying, is go for a regal. And then probably an annul, and please, rarity, please be a, please. It's a prefix. I'm so scared. Some people say that this increases your odds of successfully annulling. What we need to do now is annul off that rarity. Oh, dude, this is so gross. Oh, we did it. Okay. Oh my goodness. If you had watched the like 3 hours of footage of me trying to hit +1 all, you would realize why that was so scary. But now what we can do is guarantee +1 all fire spell skill gems. And in order to do that, what we do is this. We can go. Can have up to 3 crafted mods. 3 crafted mods, 2 divines, ouch. And then, the way that augments now work is that it removes a mod, then adds a modifier. And now, I'm going to go prefixes cannot be changed, so it can only remove one of our suffixes. The damage over time is fractured, can't remove that. Can't remove +1 all, it can only remove prefixes cannot be changed or the multi-mod. However, you might be thinking now, hey, aren't you supposed to go cannot roll attack mods and that guarantees it? Well, we can actually, in this case, just do fire damage to attacks, right? This is the only other fire tagged prefix. So now when we go over to the Hoarder crafting station and go add fire, we realize that we don't have a crystallized life force. Good preparation. Then we go back to the crafting bench and now we go add a fire, remove a non-fire. This is about 4 or 5 divines. It's not super cheap, but it's an augment, hell of a lot cheaper than it used to be. We are 100% guaranteed +1 fire skill gems, just like that. And now what can we do? Now we could YOLO and go for a Veiled Chaos. Would not recommend that. Or what we could do is go for an Ashling. However, in this current state, the only modifier we could hit would be the suffix, so it couldn't remove a prefix. Our prefix are full. Alternatively, what we could do is just go straight for something like a multi-mod. Since we have this damage over time multiplier, well, that's how we are going to do it. So, can have up to 3 crafted mods. Remove crafted mods. There we go. Then we're going to go 3 crafted mods. Easy as pie. And then we can go life. Please give us a good tier of life. 63. Ooh, almost perfect. And now, in terms of suffixes, I assume it's going to be something like fire damage or something like that. Fire damage, 13 to 16. Yeah, maybe minimum charge is pretty cool. Something like that. So I'm going to leave that final suffix open. It's of course up to taste, but what we can do now, give this thing a little bit of a price check and see what it might be worth. Alrighty, so we have +1 alt, +1 fire. This is 9 divines on its own, and if we add damage over time multiplier, 24 divines, and what if we add life? 27 divines, and what if we add life for regen? 48 divine orbs. Let's have a quick look on the trade site. Yep, these ones are pretty busted. This +1 all fractured. This is probably the easiest way to go about this, having that fractured +1 all. or the fractured damage over time. Yeah, these are super good. Getting fractured T1, and then they've just modded it. Increased effect of non-damaging ailments. That seems pretty damn good. That's actually an unveil. I guess that would increase your scorchiness, right, from the boots. I haven't unveiled this, so we're gonna have to find it. Now, just so this video is not too short, if you are missing an unveil, you can actually just go to the bottom of your crafting bench, scroll down, and you'll see undiscovered. So you can see I haven't found this in the Western Forest, haven't found this in Solaris Temple. Unveiling belts, and if there's something very specific you want, like avoid freeze, it'll show you unveiling certain boots from Rin Yushu. Now, how do you find a Rin Yushu boot? If you want to find a specific veil from a master, you can type tilt. Tilt puts search into fuzzy search. I think there's also an extension for that. But you can go veiled Rin, and you'll see it brings up Rin's veiled. So if this modifier was specifically from Rin, just go Rin, veiled, and it'll pop up. You do a search. It's going to bring up every single modifier, well, every single pair of boots that was dropped from Rin. And you can find a specific unveil like this very easily. The same thing is for like Elrion rings. These are usually a bit more expensive, but little mini pro tip for those of you, if you don't have the minus mana cost unveil, go out, buy one of these, and then you can stop annoying your friends. Okay, little side thing, since a lot of people will be asking, how do I make a +1 all if I don't have a fractured suffix? Well, what you can do, alt spam for +1 all. This is going to break your brain. It's going to be horrible, but you can just go out and buy one like this. You do want to have an empty suffix, so if you have a suffix, you can imprint it and then annul. This is how I would do it. I would go count of 3 crafted modifiers. I know some people might do it a bit differently, but then I would create an imprint. So we go imprint, and then we're going to regal on a modifier. We want to regal on a suffix like that. Something like that is fine. If you do happen to regal on a prefix, well, then you're going to have to go for a beast. So prefix to suffix, remove a prefix, add a suffix. If that happens, great. If this happens, not great, then use your imprint and go back. But let's do that. No, yes, all right, we have our suffix. Now, what we can do, if we want to keep our prefixes safe, we can go prefixes cannot be changed. Cool. Our suffixes 100% full. That's what we need because we're going to do that augment fire. If we have an open suffix, we're probably going to hit something like fire damage or fire resistance. And then for our final prefix, you have to craft on with the crafting bench fire damage, which is over here, fire damage to attacks. Cool. Now you can do your little augment harvesty half. There is your 100% guaranteed fire skill gems every single time that is going to happen. So I think previously in another video, what I did was I got to this stage, then I imprinted it, regaled on a thing, then annulled off that same modifier like that. I think this is what I did. And then I went prefixes cannot be changed and cannot roll attack modifiers. And then I did an augment fire, which does guarantee the +1 all. However, cannot roll attack modifiers cost 1 divine, so I think this is slightly more expensive. If anyone has some other pro strats on making +2 amulets, let me know. But then, of course, after doing this, you could just scour it and then multi-mod it, go for an ashling, something like, I don't know, prefixes cannot be changed, and then go for the ashling. This is why I don't craft like this. It's silly. Life. Wow. And now we go can have up to 3 crafted modifiers and then do what you want with your suffixes. But that's another way of doing it if you don't have the fractured modifier. But that's going to be it for this video, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Here is the pretty amulet. Has +2, well, +1 level of all skill gems, +1 level of all fire skill gems. Very nicely rolled life crafted, and then the fractured dot, crafted modifiers, and an open suffix for when I decide what I want to do with it. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, tell me why. Why do you like watching these videos? Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone. Stay safe. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
punching exile. You're making me nervous.